following program is brought to you by B Plus Player Radio. The opinions expressed are those of the hosts and guests therein and do not necessarily reflect the views of this network, our affiliates, or our sponsors. For more information, please visit us on Facebook and Twitter at B Plus Radio. And now,
it's showtime, folks!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another edition of the Mario, Chaos, and the Kid Show. I'm your co-host, Mario Mancini. I'm a former WWE wrestler and co-instructor at Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling, along with Pretty Paul Roma, Big Steve Tracy, our next mayor of East Haven, and the man behind the glass tonight and every night we do Mario, Chaos, and the Kid. Second generation grappler, Mr. Paul Perez. Seated to the right of me is a man that is wearing his Oompa Loompa colors. He is the 2019 inductee into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And he's none other than the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. Big Daddy, what's going on?
Oh, how are you, Mario?
I'm a little tired.
I feel like we haven't been here in weeks.
Well,
where the fuck was Paul Perez?
He was in Myrtle Beach. Enjoying himself.
And it's funny that, I happen to see a couple of photos. I don't know who sent them to me. But do you know that when Perez was in Myrtle Beach, he was still wearing that fucking mask? Mancini, I saw him on the beach wearing nothing but a jock strap and that fucking mask. He never takes it off.
He doesn't go anywhere without it.
What is going on? Listen, Perez is a weird... Now, listen, not only is he the baddest producer in podcast land, one hell of a pirouette elbow, he's one sick individual. But anyway, we're here on episode 24 of Mario Chaos featuring the Kid podcast, coming to you live from the Diadamo and Tracy Bail Bond studio here at the Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling Training Facility. And seated to the left of me is a man whose mother never realized the irony in calling him a son of a bitch. And that would be the Kid. Hey, Matt, how you doing, brother? Episode 24. We're finally back.
I think it wasn't Robinson Cano number 24?
Robinson Cano.
I would say this is the Tino Martinez episode.
Tino Martinez, episode 24. That's pretty impressive, Mancini.
Well, yeah, I'm good with remembering things.
Yeah, you are. You got the fucking memory of an elephant. You're a lot like Mike Francesa. You know what? You can remember it's Tino Martinez. You can remember Billy Martin. You can remember Thurman Munson. But you can't remember the 1999 NAWA Slam Jam where I was commissioner for Bruno Sammartino. And you know why, Mancini?
You kayfabed me.
I kayfabed you.
You kayfabed.
Kayfabed him.
You big-timed me. And not only did you big-time me, Mancini, because you know what you are? You're just like Bull Durham, Crash Davis, Kevin Costner. I say it every week. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to start off right from the rip in the first 5 minutes of the podcast. You know what you are, Mancini? Kid, are you listening? Paul Perez, are you listening to the earpiece? Nah, fuck it. Not wearing an earpiece. You're a cocksucker. That's what you are, Mancini. A cocksucker. You can't remember that. Yeah, laugh. Turn
listen,
red,
you
turn
can't
purple.
feed me.
Anyway, fans, this is what happens here every week on Mario Chaos and the Kid. We have a lot of news to go over. The results are in from the last Friday Night Alley fights. We have Rally Cry coming up this weekend. So we have a lot of news. But, Kid, I want to know what you have been up to. There's a lot of rumors swirling around about the Kid and your future in the sports media journalism. And before we get going here with the huge announcements for Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling coming up, I want the Kid to address the podcast audience right now.
About me?
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Kid.
All right, I didn't know we were doing this right now, but...
We're doing it now.
Doing it now?
Yeah.
Well,
first off, before you get going here, the audience is jam-packed, and you see who's here.
The cream
Members
team.
of the fucking cream team.
The cream team is in full effect today.
Full effect tonight. My favorite guys from the cream team. There's no two ways about it.
Even Angelo?
Listen, Angelo's got nice hair. Dom Caps is representing. Listen, it doesn't get any better than that. But, Kid, tell the world what you're up to from Generation Z before we get going here on Paradise Alley.
I'll tell you what I'm not up to, and that's following the WWE.
Well, see, I'm not going to say fuck the WWE. I'm not going to say fuck the product. I want to know why, at 19 years old, you're in your group of guys between 18, 25, athletes, sports journalists, majors, guys interning in the most influential sports talk business in the country. Why are you not going to follow the WWE product anymore?
It's just lazy booking. It's the same thing every single week. It puts me to sleep.
Now, when you say lazy booking,
it's just the same. It's repetitive stuff. It's stuff they don't put really any thought to. It's just rewriting the same thing over and over again, or having the same matches, having the same outcomes. 50-50 booking, which I'm sure they didn't do in Mancini's day, right? No.
Well, absolutely not.
No.
See,
did they do 50-50 booking,
No.
Mancini? No.
no, that's a valuable insight there.
Enough
WWE legend Mario Mancini.
Enough said from Mancini there.
Enough said from Mancini, because I think he's getting a... First off, before we get going, look at what he's wearing tonight.
He's got a grout fit on.
He's got something on. He's got those shorts that the old Guinea bastards wear. And that's not particular at anybody, because we're all inclusive here, judgment-free. And look at the size of the bowling balls. I don't know how he's in that chair. They're enormous. They look like 2 watermelons, Mancini.
They are hitting it.
What is
The shorts are a little loose, so at least I didn't roll my nut coming out of the Jeep, though.
Very, very dangerous, Mancini.
Very fucking painful. That left nut is a bitch.
Is it the left nut?
You get out on the left side, so when I go to get out, I roll the left nut. It's painful.
Like somebody would take a beach volleyball and roll it across the sand.
Yeah.
Well, there goes the female audience. God bless you, Mancini.
About what, 10 minutes in? Not even?
Yeah, about 10 minutes in. Speaking of large cojones and sand and a beach ball, Kid, Mancini, are you familiar with the ooh-ooh bird?
I am now, Big Daddy.
Yeah, we are now.
You are familiar with it? Well, let me explain for everyone the ooh-ooh bird, because this is related to Mancini. Now, we're down in Key West. It's nice, tropical, warm summer breeze coming off the ocean. And here comes the bird trying to land on the beach in Key West. Now, remember, he's got 2-inch legs and like 4-inch cojones. He comes flying in to make a landing on the beach in Key West. And his balls hit the hot sand. And he goes, ooh, ooh. And he jumps up. And that's why they call him Mancini. True story. Google it. Look it up.
I did, Big Daddy.
The ooh-ooh bird.
The ooh-ooh bird has 2-inch legs and 2.5-inch nuts.
Oh, I thought it was 4-inch nuts.
No.
It's a true story,
He's
though.
not
the
lucky to
ooh-ooh
have
bird.
the 4
Big
inches.
Daddy, please don't start calling me that as a nickname. Ooh, Mancini.
Ooh, Mancini fans, you heard it. This
Mike.
weekend coming up at Rally Cry, I want to hear everybody that listens to this podcast, when Mancini comes out, to go, ooh, Mancini. Ooh, Mancini.
It'll be the ooh bird versus Marcel Williams.
Hey, listen, Perez, I know you're paying attention right now, Perez, to the ooh bird, ooh, Mancini. This is priceless, Mancini. But listen, I have to tie this up like a little bow. Back to the Kid and the WWE and why Generation Z, which is what they market to, And a guy who follows everyone from JD off the script to Sean Ross Sapp
Oh,
to
yeah, all
everybody
them
in
I follow.
between. Tell me why, again, my friend. Continue with the story because we're getting off onto the ooh bird.
Even Sean and JD, as you mentioned. All right. Sean and JD, as you mentioned, they're falling off the WWE wagon as well.
Listen, there's nothing better than listening to JD from New York. Not only that, he also made an appearance on Impact Wrestling.
He did, commentary.
With my old buddy Josh Matthews from Impact. I managed Josh Matthews in Chicago, Hammond, Indiana, in his very first professional wrestling match. Josh Matthews.
So,
but
I like his tattoos.
I like his wife. She's a very excellent grappler. She's easy on the eyes.
In the ring or outside the ring?
Well, no, I'm talking about inside the ring. When I say I like his wife, she's unbelievably trained. She was part of the Beautiful People with Velvet Sky, and it doesn't get much better than that. Madison Rayne is an excellent female worker, and that's what I'm alluding to, kid. Let's not get crazy here.
We're never crazy.
JD, the reason why he was on before the Twitter world goes crazy is because it was in the House of Glory arena using HOG talent. That's why he was there. Let's not get crazy. They try to affiliate him with AEW. I don't even know if he listens to the fucking podcast, but I know he follows us, and I listen to him. So back to WWE, kid. 50-50 booking. It's not the talent, but again, the ratings
The talent it's
are
crazy 'cause
dropping. It's
they
been
have
reported.
so much talent, but they can't book it right. They don't have the right storylines. It's just the same shit week in, week out. Right, Mancini?
Yeah.
And now, speaking of that, and we'll get on to Paradise, the most important thing. Kid, big announcement about WWE, since we're on it. I'm not saying fuck the WWE or fuck Vince McMahon. I would never say that, Mancini. I would never say that.
You have something to say about Vince every week.
I would never say fuck Vince McMahon. He's a legend.
Every week you
He
have
owns
something to
this
say
business.
about Vince.
I idolize Vince McMahon. Listen, if he was to ever sign me to a contract, I would kiss his ass on
Big Daddy,
TV.
I would rather talk about the Cottonmouth Princess. Can we talk about the Cottonmouth
All right,
Princess?
well, listen, kid, make this announcement. WWE's coming locally here to the
Perez.
Constitution State, their home field,
Do you
so to
see,
speak.
Perez, I'm dying to fly out to California. I just want to die. I am.
What the
listen,
fuck are we
Perez,
talking about?
Listen, everybody knows that I'm not a creep. I'm not a weirdo. I just want to sit on my hands and watch her somewhere.
Who, Vince McMahon?
No, the Cottonmouth Princess.
Stephanie McMahon?
No. The Cottonmouth Princess.
Linda McMahon?
No, the Cottonmouth Princess.
Shane McMahon?
No, the Cottonmouth Princess.
Daniel Bryan?
No, the Cottonmouth Princess.
Nikki Bella?
No, the Cottonmouth Princess.
John Cena?
The Cottonmouth Princess.
The Rock?
No. I just want to sit on my hands and watch her somewhere. I'm not, because I have 3 daughters and everything. I'm not
Charlotte Flair?
I'm not a weirdo. You know,
Natty
what I mean?
Neidhart?
I just really admire her a lot, though.
What the Mancini's got that devilish laugh. I don't know what's going on. So, kid, make the announcement. They're coming to the home field here in the Constitution State, WWE.
They're coming close to the campus of UB, and they're going to be at Webster Bank Arena for NXT TakeOver 25. It's crazy. I think it's going to be the first pay-per-view at Webster Bank Arena.
Now, what's the date on that, kid?
June 1st. It's a Saturday, 2019.
June 1st. That's the same day of Falcon 4.
Oh, it looks like I'm not going anymore.
You cocksucker. So that's it, fans, for the WWE. We're going to try to get onto some AEW stuff later on in the program. NXT TakeOver coming to Bridgeport, Connecticut, to the Webster Bank Arena. Fans, we perform here in the home court and home field of the WWE in the shadows of Titan Sports. But more importantly, Mancini, let's get on to what's happening. First off, I want to talk about the results from this past Friday, Paradise Alley, Friday Night Alley fights. We're going to quickly run through that, Mancini.
Big Daddy.
Tell me, Mancini.
Then are we going to talk about Rally Cry?
Yes, we're going to talk about
and
Rally
my
Cry.
bid for the heavyweight title?
Mancini, that is the most important match coming up on May 11th. Is your attempt to take the title from Showtime Marcel Williams.
You know who I wish was walking me out to the ring?
A bunch of chump suckers.
The Cottonmouth Princess.
We're back on that, Mancini.
Big Daddy, listen, like I said.
Now, why would she be called the Cottonmouth
I don't know
Princess?
why she's called the
Is she
Cottonmouth.
smoking marijuana?
I don't know, but
her mouth is
we all
soft.
know.
Which we don't agree with
Listen,
here on Mario
I'm not
Chaos
a
and the Kid
weirdo.
podcast.
I'm not a weirdo. I have 3 daughters. Like I said, I would just like to sit on my hands and watch her somewhere. I want to fly out to California. See, Big Daddy, you're almost married, so you can't partake in the Cottonmouth Princess.
Happily, as a matter of fact,
you can't
happily.
partake in it. Perez is married. He can't partake in
The kid
What
isn't.
about the kid in the cream
Kid,
team?
you got to go on Instagram and look at the Cottonmouth. But let me tell you something. The most adorable face you ever want to see. She looks like such a sweetheart, but she has other attributes. She just makes me fall right on the floor.
Is this a
I'm
pro
dying to talk
wrestling
to her, but she doesn't talk
podcast?
often. You know what I mean?
Why doesn't she talk often?
I don't know.
Is she doing other activities?
No. She just doesn't talk often.
Well,
Back
Mancini,
to pro wrestling.
A boiled egg in the morning is hard to beat. Anyway, let's get on to the results from this past Friday, the main event. The man with the best brows in the business went up against Adrian Vine. Kid, break that one down. Mancini and I were already balls deep at that point. Not in each other.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You left
about
at the
that.
same time.
Well, yeah, but Mancini went his way, and I went home to my lovely bride. But anyway, Ty Shine, Adrian Vine, break it down.
Well, Ty Shine retained there, got his title back.
But why? Because it was a no contest.
It was a no contest. Elijah Six and Jay Bricks ran in and caused a disqualification. I'm looking forward. I hope that's a triple threat match. Adrian Vine, Ty Shine, and Elijah Six. Do you think that could happen, Mancini? Okay.
You know, I'm always asked about the matches. I'm always asked about
Well, you are the
lineup.
owner and CEO.
Listen,
Upper
I
management.
run the business. You know what I mean? You have to. Why don't you guys just get Paul Roma on the show? He's in charge of booking, storylines, and the talent. It's not me.
Mancini, but you listen, I get it. Roma's in charge of the talent and the storylines. I get that. And for good reason. Roma's a legend. I get it. But with that being said, you are the owner. And you know what? Is there a rift? Are you going to have to get in the ring with Roma someday, Mancini, to get information out of this guy? He's a legend. So that's it. That's all you got. Listen. No contest. Jay Bricks as an enforcer for Elijah Six.
He hit a nice Winds of Change.
A pretty impressive sidewalk slam also. But
Winds
there's going
of
to be a
Change.
lot of...
That wasn't a sidewalk slam. That was the Winds of Change, a la Wade Barrett.
It was a fucking sidewalk slam.
No, it wasn't.
Everybody wants to rechange a friggin' name.
No,
Mancini,
it's not a
what do you
name
call
change.
A clothesline. A fucking clothesline.
Or a lariat.
You see what I'm talking about?
Whoa.
Tell him, Mancini.
Whoa.
There is a man called Stan Valeriat Hansen.
Legend.
Would you call that just a clothesline? A clothesline, a lariat? Wow.
Now,
I'm not saying all clotheslines.
do you
are.
know the history of Stan the Lariat Hansen? Kid?
No, because I'm only 19.
Do you know that he did, in Shea Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, break Bruno Sammartino's neck circa Mancini 1975, maybe? Or am I off on this? I'd like to... no one's got the brain like you do, Mancini.
It's not the only thing that was breaking in Shea Stadium.
Yeah, the Mets' hearts, not in 1986. Let's not get crazy. Mancini, am I right on the timing of that? Or would that be the late 70s?
I think it was like 73.
Well, listen, I was going to say 73, but I thought I was a little older than that. But legendary kid, go out and check it. The match, the couple of events they had at Shea Stadium in the 70s, Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, Stan the Lariat Hansen, Larry Zbyszko and Bruno in the Legends match in Shea Stadium. Fans, if you want to know about history of the WWF and the WWF, go back to those cards that were at Shea Stadium. That was history, my friend, to the point of Stan the Lariat Hansen.
At least some things were won there.
Well, 1986, kid. Why are you throwing shots at me? The Mets won the World Series in 86 and in 69. We almost won in 73. Well, I get it. Almost, it's, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, back to what we were talking about as Mancini and Perez feverishly do their research, because that's what we do here on Mario Chaos and the Kid podcast. Kid, East Coast Syndicate dominated the Handsome Devils and then turned around and called out the House of Pain. Tell the fans what happened on that one.
After they won the match, they called out House of Pain, which I didn't really expect at all, because who calls them out?
Well, not too many people.
So they called them out for Rally Cry. Now they're going to face each other this coming Saturday, May 11th.
Listen, I got to be honest. I've seen the East Coast Syndicate a couple of times. It was an impressive win over the Handsome Devils.
And one of them is a Nick Payne lookalike.
Listen, they have their hands full with Hakeem Ali and Nick Payne.
A la Paul Roma.
Well, exactly, my friend. A la Paul Roma. Let me just tell you something. I don't like East Coast Syndicate's chances. And that's right. I'm giving the heart sign to Paul Roma right now because he is personally training Hakeem Ali, who looks tremendous. And we're going to get on to Rally Cry, but East Coast Syndicate did win at Friday Night Alley Fights. Here's another one. Before they interrupted the main event, Elijah Six, he went over on Nerd Up Nathaniel Carr for a King of Paradise tournament qualifying match.
Qualifying.
Yeah, you know what Bubba Ray said to me? Give me 4 spots, 5 spots, I'll fuck up 3 of them. And just like I did that. Is it Bully Ray or Bubba Ray?
Right now it's Bully Ray. I think if you call him Bubba Ray.
Well, he kayfabes me all the time.
Yeah, Big Daddy, I was wrong. It was 1976.
Oh, well, there you go, Mancini. We were close. We were both a little off. I think I said 75, 78.
You said 86 at first, I believe.
I did not say 86, kid. Never said 86.
I believe so.
So Elijah Six over Nathaniel Carr in the qualifying match for King of Paradise. Also, another qualifying match. Unbelievable for the King of Paradise tournament. It was a triple threat. Gino, the God, Mr. Wiggle Wiggle, Greg Jones, and Roma prodigy Flash Waller break that one down.
Yeah,
it was over the top.
Flash Waller took a good win there. He was flying all over the place. He took a couple good bumps off the top rope, though.
Mancini, I want your opinion quickly here on Flash Waller and what's going on. Very quickly moving in his career, the prodigies that yourself and Roma are training, whether it be Flash Waller or Zachariah Gibbs or the Haven, they're all rising fast. Break down Flash Waller.
Big Daddy, Flash Waller really impresses me in the ring. He impresses me in the ring. And Flash, when he listens to me or listens to this, he might say, well, what's that mean? He's one of the most promising stars, young stars. I mean, let's not forget about Mr. Holiday, but one of the young promising stars in Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling.
And there's a lot of them.
I think Waller is extremely talented in the ring. He just has to, I'll kindly say, he just has to cool his jets.
Well, he is very, very emotional.
He is.
I will say that, which, listen, it could work to your advantage, but as you well know, Mancini, it could also work against you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand.
And you know, you hit the nail right on the head with Flash Waller. He's got big things coming up, too, at Rally Cry.
He's a talented kid in the ring. He just needs to get a hold of himself, you know. As far as the Haven goes, they're okay. They're a little too...
They have a huge following early on here in Paradise Alley.
They're very popular, but they're a little too calm. What
cerebral. I would like to say cerebral.
What I will say about all these rookies on Monday night, which I said last night, was if they don't get out of here by 10 o'clock, by 10:01, from 10:01 to 11 o'clock, we're going back to the 80s.
And we know what happened last time you did that, Mancini.
Oh, my, it was hell.
You ran him from pillar to post and border to border, my friend. But anyway, like as the kid said, Flash Waller, an impressive victory. And speaking of the Haven, they teamed up with Intercontinental Champion Zachariah Gibbs. And they took on Ala Ding Ding and Aladdin, the Pyramids of Power, with Abdul Hakdu and Maxim Morozov, one half of the tag team champions. Now, kid, a surprising upset win here.
Yeah, Haven picking up the win, but Morozov claimed that the Haven cheated to win with Zachariah Gibbs. So Morozov said that he's going to defend the title, with Zafar al-Rahihi this Saturday against the Haven.
Well, listen, let's not get on to the rally cry yet. We're going to announce
it right
card.
after the match.
But right, there were a lot of things that were announced
that were set
at
up.
Friday Night Alley Fights leading into rally cry. So, and that's how some of these bouts have occurred. But I will say this, and I'll say that to say this: I don't like Morozov. He's a Putin sympathizer. He's a communist bastard. Can I say that, Perez? Are we going to have to edit that out? Morozov has a lot to say, and don't forget that he called us a cocksucker. Remember that, Mancini.
A la Bull Durham. A la Crash.
That's right. We already went over this because, listen, Morozov has got heat with us. But that was a huge upset. Zachariah Gibbs in the Haven over Pyramids of Power, Mancini and Morozov. Tell me your thoughts on the Haven and Gibbs as a six-man tag.
Well, you got youth there.
Well, there's no two ways about that. That was well said. Also, Friday Night Alley Fights, the flamboyant one. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Mr. Garlic Bread himself.
But he made a great showing of himself. Kenny Roberts over on Tyler Jones in one of the King of Paradise qualifying matches. Now, listen, coming out of Friday Night Alley Fights, Flash Waller won his qualifying match for the King of Paradise. Elijah Six, Kenny Roberts, a lot of things going on for the King of Paradise tournament, Mancini. So that was it from Friday Night Alley Fights. The place was jam-packed. It was a great turnout down here. Fans, if you've never seen Friday Night Alley Fights, I can compare it to the old Tampa Sportatorium from Florida Championship Wrestling. I can compare it to the old arena down in Dallas, Texas for world-class championship wrestling. The old Turner Broadcasting Studios and TBS. That's what it's like down here for Friday Night Alley Fights. With that being said, I want to address this one thing before we get on to Rally Cry. And Mancini, this is directed at you. It has come to my attention that over the weekend, MLW star, former Paradise Alley heavyweight champion, homegrown, Roma-trained, Mancini-brained, Richard Holliday made an appearance for another group locally here in the Northeast against another former Roma trainee in Zane Bernardo. Kid, break that one down of rumors that have floated back to us about Richard Holliday and Zane Bernardo.
Yeah, I was trying to get some info out of Richard Holliday, but that's a little...
Well, he's very tight-lipped. He's very professional.
Yeah, so he went over on Zane Bernardo in a pretty quick match where he pinned him. And it was pretty interesting because he got a new running mate, a new manager. I forget his name, though.
Jared Silberklit.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. I knew
Jared,
it was
just call him Jared because Jared talks and he talks loud. Silberklit.
Yeah, I knew it was Jared something, but I don't know how to pronounce that.
Who also manages Ron Zombie, our old friend.
Yeah, I actually met him before.
Oh, Zombie's a beast. I love Zombie. But anyway, see, that's what Paradise Alley is all about here. No politics involved, no chicanery. You can work for other companies. We don't tell you what to do. Roma doesn't tell you what to do. Mario, Paul Perez, Big Steve, you could... Big Steve, where the hell is that
Big Steak.
from?
Let's start just calling him Big Steak.
Let's call him the Big
Steak, the big ribeye.
All right, I would say...
The cowboy cut.
No, I heard from the WWF locker rooms he was known as the Big T-Bone.
The New York Strip.
I'm just saying, Mancini. Hey, so comment on Holliday and other workers, Mancini, for this company that have branched out in policy on working for other companies and what Paradise and how we handle it here in Paradise Alley.
Well, here at Paradise Alley...
Listen up, everybody.
See, here's the thing. And now you really got my attention, Big Daddy.
Well,
finally.
This is a shoot now. Finally got your
You
attention.
finally got my attention. So,
talking about your company didn't get that attention.
I'm talking for myself, and I'm talking for Paul Perez. Paradise Alley's policy for working for other companies goes back in the day, back into the early 80s, where Perez and I would show up to a wrestling show, saying 130 Hail Marys that somebody would look at us and go, we need you, for no money. so we could go out there and wrestle.
Oh,
so
I've experienced that, Mancini,
right.
just not with Vince.
Right. So, well, no, we didn't experience that with Vince, but just so we can go out there and wrestle. And we did that for Vince too. We'd show up with our bag, but obviously we get paid. But
well, of course, Mancini.
Perez, myself, and you, Big Daddy, know that feeling at a very young age of the hunger of wanting to make it. So we're not like other promotions. Wherever these guys can get work, God bless them. They're not restricted. They're not told they can't work for anybody else. They can work for anyone they want. Listen, Insanely Rude, born and raised right here at Paradise Alley.
Two excellent workers, super talented,
and they're no longer with us by choice. They went to another organization, and they're traveling all over the world, I think.
Well, they're making headway, that's for sure.
And I just congratulated as well. Perez did too.
I've traveled with them a few times.
We congratulated R.J. Rude. He went down on one knee, kind of young, but he did go down on one knee and slip that ring on the finger. So
God bless him.
God bless him. We congratulated him and we wished him the best. And we wish every wrestler that leaves this door the best, because we know how it is to want to make it. And you know what? To get as much exposure as you can, that's the key. To work for any
Listen, and a la what Richard Holiday is doing right now also.
Right.
Compare it, man.
To wrestle for anyone you possibly can wrestle for. And go ahead and knock them dead. You know what I mean? Just make sure you represent the company in a professional way.
See, that's to my point, Mancini. That's the only rule that the Paradise 4 has.
The only thing that all four of us agree on is if a certain promoter brought our talent in and made a mockery out of him, or didn't respect his talent, or had him do something that we didn't agree with, then we'd step in. But as long as it's a straight shot, it's just a wrestling show and a wrestling match, we don't have a problem with it. Holiday did get some heat for working with Ryan. He got heat for it. He got heat for a couple of weeks for it because he worked with Joey Ryan and he did the dick flip. And
well, that was a very controversial moment in his career, Mancini. We talked about that when we had the TV show. We had Holiday on, and it was very controversial. But if you remember correctly, going back to last summer, we also talked about we didn't agree with that spot. It was very, very controversial. But look at what that talent Joey Ryan turned into, and what a success he is now, and what it didn't affect Holiday, because Holiday now is one of the fastest rising stars in the wrestling business.
He is, and he's a good kid, and but Holiday carries himself as we carried ourselves back in the 80s. He does a good job with carrying himself.
He's a little sassy, wouldn't you say, Mancini? He likes his damn coffee, too. Well, he loves that coffee, brother.
He's the most marketable man in
well, you see who he's
wrestling.
Running with.
Well,
I don't want to get off on a tangent here, because you were talking about the Paradise Alley policy of working for other companies.
Well, the deal is this, as you said, Joey Ryan sells out everywhere he goes.
He sure does.
And here's the difference. 2019, Joey Ryan sells out everywhere he goes. 30 years ago, in 1989, Strongbow would have said, get your shit and get out.
Well, absolutely. Or he would have to prove himself as a worker in the ring, that he had talent. Well, and I will say that about Joey Ryan, and the kid can verify this. He's running with this gimmick. It's 2019. It's a valid point, Mancini. But Joey Ryan also, technically, is a good grappler, kid.
He is. I've seen him wrestle in person before.
That's why he doesn't need to do this whole dick flip thing.
He is a good wrestler, but pair him with that gimmick, it's great.
It's true, Mancini, because we questioned him. But back onto what you said about the Paradise Alley policy of working for other companies. I mean, that's what a lot of other companies don't do. That's old school style, Mancini, and I couldn't agree with it. Couldn't agree with it more, man. And it was well said. And you know, so I just like to bring up that point whenever I see other talent. Like I know the House of Pain is branching out and working at a lot of other different organizations. Whether it was for Hannibal up in Great North. They have a bunch of shows in New York and New Jersey. I know a lot of the guys like Ty Shine. Not only is he the Friday Night Alley Fights champion, he's also a champion for another group. I know a lot of the workers here, even the referees, the man with the largest arms in Paradise Alley referees, El Gallo Tres Huevos and referee Bill Thompson and Gina. They're all out working for other companies. So that's to my point of what makes Paradise Alley a cut above. I say it all the time. The 4 guys that worked for Vince McMahon and in those eras of the WWF, it doesn't get much better than that. And that's what I'll be talking about Thursday night, Mancini, on 570, or is it 590, The Fan in St. Louis with Dino Costa, the legendary Dino Costa. 590, The Fan, Mancini. Paradise Alley is going to be in St. Louis. You're well aware of that, Mancini.
I had no idea this was going on, Big Daddy.
Yes, Thursday night, Dino Costa show. 590 The Fan, St. Louis.
Dino Costa.
Dino Costa, very famous sports broadcaster who was on Mad Dog Radio, Sirius XM for years. WFAN, a true legend, now out in St. Louis sports talk. And he's very interested.
Suck.
Well, he's a big St. Louis Blues fan, too. And he will be back in the greater New York City area. That's for damn sure sometime soon because he's an extreme talent. But we're going to be talking all Paradise Alley professional
Hopefully you're
wrestling.
not talking about the Cardinals.
Well, we might be talking some St. Louis Blues, some Cardinals. Dino's a big Mets fan, and we're going to be talking about the Paradise Alley 4. And that's Paul Perez, Mancini, Roma, and Big Steve. He did see the clip of Super Elite Entertainment when you guys were talking about your favorite curse words, and he said, Chaos, I won't be asking that one on the air, because I believe Roma said, fuck! Mancini said a tribute to his boy here, cocksucker, and I believe Paul Perez said motherfucker. So Mancini, look out for that with Dino Costa. So that was a great point for the fans here on what Paradise Alley's policy is. Perez, how many minutes in are we? 36. This is beautiful. This is unbelievable.
And we're talking about pro wrestling, too, which is great.
Well, listen, I know a rat when I see one. Well, whatever that saying is, I don't give a fuck at this point. We're going to go on to Rally Cry. Fans, you don't want to miss this one. You saw the promo on Twitter from Chaos Headquarters. You go to PAPW Official on Twitter. Go to ParadiseAlleyProWrestling.com on the internet. YouTube. It's unbelievable. This weekend, you don't want to miss it. Rally Cry for the Vesicchio family. Nick Vesicchio, hashtag Nick Strong, a charity benefit for the family. Fans, Nick was the young man that was in a terrible tree falling accident here in East Haven, nearly lost his life. But he's resilient. He's bouncing back. He's recovering, and this is for his family. And Mario, if you could briefly talk about the Vesicchio family, Nick Vesicchio, and the cause that Paradise Alley has taken up once again this weekend, May 11th, Rally Cry at the Veterans Memorial, DeLongo Memorial Rink, the most dangerous arena in the Northeast here in East Haven. The floor is yours, Mancini.
Well, Big Daddy, you know what I've been explaining to people, because I left the wrestling school last night at about 8:30, and I started distributing posters around the town of East Haven on Main Street. And what I explain to people is this, which is very true. If this were to happen in reverse of good fortune, somebody would have hit the Powerball. You know what I mean? What happened to this kid, it's a 1 in a million shot. So the kid's mowing a lawn. He's mowing his lawn, and a tree falls on him. You know?
Tragic, man.
I don't think he was breathing for about 5 minutes. And we all know what kind of damage that causes to the brain. And it's just an unfortunate situation, and the family, you know.
The Vesicchios are salt of the earth,
The
Mancini.
Vesicchio family.
Just like the D'Angelo family.
Right. So you say, you know, you're talking to your friends, and you're stressed out, and you go, what's wrong? You go, I got $20 million in bills, you know, and it's just a figure of speech. Well, the Vesicchio family has $20 million in bills.
Well, they're going through a tough time, but they're resilient people.
They're going through a really tough time, and you know, we all have our hearts going out to them, and that's why we're doing this, and to raise as much money as possible. I mean, this isn't going to solve all their problems, but we wanted to help. That's what Paradise Alley does.
Well, and entertain the family and friends of the Vesicchio family and the townspeople. That's what Paradise Alley does, Mancini. And again, to your point, Nick is now good enough to be, although in a wheelchair, he does come into the high school every day now, Mancini. He's there for a few hours a day amongst his peers. There's a lot of buzz around this event coming up. The Vesicchio family is well-loved. They're legends in this area, a sports-related family, great people. And, Nick is at the high school on a daily basis in his wheelchair with his duty nurse. It shows the emotion of being around his classmates. And I got to tell you, Mancini, it brings a tear to my eye. And I get to see Nick every day. And here's a funny story because, you know, I retired from behind the walls. And, you know, I'm here now at Paradise Alley. And, you know, we're philanthropists, and this is what we do here. But a story from Nick when he was in high school before this tragic accident. You know, I monitor the cameras. I'm one of the chief officers there at the high school. And watching him on camera, he was involved in a food fight down in the cafeteria. And I didn't really know that Nick was a Vesicchio at that time. It might have been his freshman or sophomore year. It might have been his freshman year. And I see this one kid throwing fries across the cafeteria and everybody else, and, you know, and nobody's really monitoring it, but I'm watching it on the camera. So I get somebody to relieve me, and I said, look at this kid. He's throwing the fries. He's throwing them at the girls. They're in his hair. And I said, look at this kid. I'm watching him for 10 minutes, Mancini. Nobody addressed it. I get relieved from another security. I go all the way down to the cafeteria. I said, I said, come here. Now, I didn't know him that well yet, but I knew his brothers. Didn't catch the correlation. Pulled him out of the cafeteria. I said, I've been watching you for the last 10 minutes. He turned beet red. He said, oh, Rick, so you know my name, huh? I said, Mr. Vesicchio. Now, then I knew him because I got his name. I said, I've been watching you for 10 minutes. He said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, you started a food fight. Priceless story. We became good friends after that. Me catching him, starting a food fight. Him being embarrassed and humbled by it. We ended up laughing about it, and Nick and I had that connection. So to throw that story out there, Nick Vesicchio, quite the rascal, starting the food fight. And that's what I remember about Nick, and now being able to see him. That's why what Paradise Alley does and what you guys do here and what's going to happen this Saturday, it speaks to what Paradise Alley is all about through professional wrestling, Mancini.
Well, it's really simple. People kind of want to know how this works. It's really as easy as this. You know, one of the parents will be with me at the box office, and everybody will come in with their tickets, and they'll pay for their tickets, and we'll count the stubs and the money, and then I'll give the money to the family, and that's it. Hopefully 1,000 people show up. Now, that being said, you know, the Juris Doctor in me.
Oh, here comes Attorney Mancini.
And the Juris Doctor in me and the business in me tells me that the money should be deposited and a check should be distributed to the charity. I get it. If I need a letter from anybody we give money to, I get a letter at tax time saying how much money we did raise for them. I just think it's you know, I put myself in their shoes. You know, I remember we ran a fundraiser for a particular, you know, group. I won't mention names. I don't want to upset anybody. It involved the town of East Haven. And, you know, I ran into him in December. The show was run in September. And the money from the concessions was supposed to be donated to the charity. And I was at Aniello's having dinner with my daughters, and he came up and said hello. And he said, Mark, I still don't have that money. I still don't have that money. They haven't given it to me yet. And that stuff like that upsets me. So I put myself
a lot of chicanery going on here in the town, Mancini. Well documented.
I put myself in the charity shoes, and I think I'd feel better leaving with the cash that night. I think I'd feel better, especially this is for the Vesicchio family. Specifically, it's not for the hockey team or anything like that.
It's not political. It's not like political. This town is very political.
It's not political. It's for the family, meaning, you know what? They walk away with, hopefully, $5,000-$6,000.
Well, in a night out of stress-free entertainment for the family to take the pressure off.
They walk away with $5,000-$6,000. Saturday night and Sunday morning, they make out, checks for medical bills for $5,500 and go to Stop and Shop with the other $5,000. Hallelujah.
And it brings back a semblance of normalcy to their life, Mancini.
Yeah.
Because it's not all about the money, like you said. It's not even a dent. Of what goes on for the medical,
no,
but it's the whole point in the concept.
Listen, we'd have to have this
every day.
We'd have to have this
for
wrestling
10 years.
show. Let me tell you something. We'd have to have this wrestling show at Yankee Stadium, and have Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair there in order to make
Miller
that
Park.
Make that kind of money.
Why has it got to be Miller Park? We're not talking about the Milwaukee Brewers. The kid finally brought something to the table.
Well, Mancini's got a great memory.
Yeah, well, we already went through that. Let's not get crazy here.
Well, Big Daddy?
Go ahead, Mancini. Break it down and tell me.
Episode 25.
That'll be next week.
That'll be the Bobby Bonds episode, The Father. Episode 26, well, that'll be episode 26.
You know what? You are a cocksucker. That's what you are. You're a cocksucker. I tried to avoid saying it again because we're talking about Rally Cry. We're talking about be philanthropists, and now you want to talk about cocksuckers.
Episode 27 will be the Oscar Gamble episode. Episode 28 will be the Sparky Lyle
What
episode.
A memory, Mancini.
What a memory.
Episode 29 will be the Catfish Hunter.
All right, let's get on to episode
number 30, kid, will be the Willie Randolph episode. Episode 31 will be the Dave Winfield episode.
You cocksucker.
Episode 32 will be the Elston Howard episode. Number 33.
Derwin James.
Who the fuck is Derwin James?
He's the safety for the Chargers.
No, fuck the Chargers. Listen, man, you see, Mancini, this is where you rub me the wrong way.
Does he rub you the right way?
You big-time me, you kayfabe me, you can't fucking remember anything. And you know what? Thank God you're not wearing that fucking Billy Martin Yankees jacket again tonight, Mancini. But listen, we don't know what's going on here with the podcast. We're in, we're out. That's what she said. Episode 24 of Mario Chaos and the Kid coming to you live. Yeah, fuck it. We're not live. From the Diadamo and Tracy Bail Bond studio here at the Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling Training Facility. Mancini, I want to run this down. You have a big night this Saturday, May 11th, Rally Cry. We already talked about the Vesicchio family, Nick Strong. Mario, you're lacing up the boots and you get into the main event against the Paradise Alley heavyweight champion, Showtime Marcel Williams. Are you ready?
I'm going to beat his ass.
Are you confident in saying that, Mancini?
I am 1,000% confident.
Well, you look like you've been training. I'll give you credit.
Look at those pythons.
I'm going to walk away.
Look at those quads.
I am going to walk away.
Those might be his balls.
With the Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling Heavyweight Championship belt.
Well, that's bold talk coming from a one-eyed fat man. I'm just saying. Mancini, would that be your first championship in your career?
Mancini, do you want to see bold? That's bold.
I don't know what the fuck's happening here now. We're
bold.
off the chains. The podcast went off the air, I think. We're back on the air. The crowd is in a frenzy here, Mancini.
No, Big Daddy. I was tag team champions with Big Steve. Remember? We were the tag team champions.
Old
yeah.
school.
Old school.
That's right. Listen, I got to be honest with you. Listen, Showtime is a savvy veteran, as you are. He's much younger than you, Mancini. There's been a lot of heat. Tell me, it's a bold prediction, like I just said. Tell me, Mancini, what your game plan is, because we know he doesn't listen to the chump sucker doesn't listen to the fucking podcast. Give me your game plan against the savvy veteran, the champion, Showtime.
Listen, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of wind. So I'm going to have to hit him heavy, hard, and quickly.
Oh, Mancini, I got to say, as your broadcast partner, obviously the kid and I will have your back that night. But I'm worried, Mancini. Listen, you're qualified. You're a legend. You haven't been out of the ring that long. But I'm a little worried about Showtime. And if the House of Pain is lurking anywhere ringside, there's going to be a problem, Mancini, at Rally Cry.
When was the last time Mancini was in the ring?
Well, I believe the last time he was in the ring was for the IAW in Indiana for Brian Costello, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was last July.
Yeah, but it was before that, in April, when you lost to fucking Zachariah Gibbs at the Mohegan Sun when he pinned you. Am I right?
He got lucky!
Well, you're looking at me like I got three heads.
I wasn't looking!
You
I only have one eye, Big Daddy.
Listen, let me make sure you guys are looking at me like I got three heads. All or Nothing was in April at the Mohegan Sun Casino. Am I correct?
Yeah, the last time I was in the ring was
July.
July.
For the IAW.
Wasn't it at Dieselmania for the Battle
Well,
Royal?
we'll count that. You were in the Battle Royal with Big Steve against the Meadowlands Monster when he did the Undertaker move. But that was a Battle Royal. I'm talking about singles competition. It's been a while, Mancini.
It has been a while.
You're predicting that you're going to take the gold.
I'm going to take the gold, Big
Well,
Daddy.
no one will be happier than Perez, myself, and the kid, and the Cream Team. I would love to see that, Mancini, but I'm worried about your health. Also, MLW star, member of the Dynasty, Richard Holiday, will be at Rally Cry.
I tried to get some info from him, but it's like pulling teeth.
Getting something out of Holiday is like getting something out of Roma. I get it. Trust me. Those guys are tight to the vest. I get it. But the tag team champions are also going to be there. Zafir, Al-Rahihi, Maxim Morozov, Collusion.
They're going to face the Haven.
That's the rumor from Friday Night Alley Fights. Now, Abdul Haq was floating around the ring. He said something about the Haven and what's going to happen. Is it true that Sean and Jay Haven may be going for the tag team titles at Rally Cry against Collusion?
Well, Morozov is the one that challenged them, and you usually don't see that from champions. But he called them cheaters, and he said he wants to show that, they can beat cheaters.
Listen, the Haven is green. They're rookies. They haven't been in the business that long. I know they're trained by Mancini and Roma. I get it. They got a huge following.
Especially earlier in their career.
No, they really do, and they're impressive, but I don't think they're ready to take on God bless you. There goes the rest of the one female audience listening member.
That was the Cottonmouth Princess.
No, that could have been her. Collusion against the Haven. I got to say, I'm going to take the Collusion every time, my friend. Although, I love the Haven. Those are my guys. I just don't think they're ready yet.
I'd have to pick Collusion as well. They've been together longer. They're more ring savvy.
Now, we were going back to Friday Night Alley Fights. The East Coast Syndicate called out the House of Pain. That will be this Saturday at Rally Cry. Hakim Ali, Nick Payne.
1,000 pounds per slap.
Their house, their rules, Mancini, against the East Coast Syndicate.
Will you be in their corner?
The House of Pain, they need a slap down.
Well, Mancini, who are you going to get for that? You're going to have to bring in Big Steve Tracy and Paul Perez.
I hope the New York Syndicate does that.
Well, it's the East Coast Syndicate, but we'll go with New York. Pretty close. New York is on the East Coast.
The East Coast Syndicate does that.
Also, this is rumored, the Intercontinental Champion Zachariah Gibbs against masked luchador Panic, who made an impressive showing at Judgment Free.
In
Break
the
it
gauntlet
down.
for the U.S. title gauntlet. That's where I guess you could say he debuted for PAPW. I'm just more interested in who's under that mask.
Well, he's in tremendous shape. Mancini, what can you tell us about Panic? Well, that's well said by Mancini. As you can see, he's full of piss and vinegar. Speaking of that, Mancini, our weekly poll.
What about the weekly viewer mail.
Pissed off or pissed on, Mancini? He's hesitating.
Big Daddy,
He's hesitating.
I'm in a weird mood tonight. So
Oh, jeez. Put it back in.
I'm going to say pissed on.
Wow!
Oh, breaking news!
Wow, in stereo, Mancini, for the first time, pissed on. Mancini, that is look at, what the fuck is that, Mancini?
It's bubble gum.
Listen, I think I just saw a beanie bag chair. I'm quite sure.
Bubble gum on a wall.
Hey, it's verified. He is bald as a baby's ass. It's verified, fans. I don't know what the hell is going on here at Mario Chaos and the Kid, episode 24. Perez, don't flash time at me now, Perez. Fuck it now.
Oh, my God.
Listen, back onto Rally Cry. This Saturday, the Intercontinental Champion, we said it, Zachariah Gibbs against Panic, the luchador. We don't know who it is. He made a great showing of himself. Also, the United States, newly crowned United States champion, Bloodsaw. It's rumored that he's going up against Roma Prodigy. Kid, you confirmed it. I'm not sure. Roma may get pissed. Flash Waller.
Yeah, I was talking with a few wrestlers via text, as I usually do every week, trying to get info from them. And Flash said he possibly might be facing Bloodsaw. You know, card is always subject to change.
Especially with Roma.
Yeah. But I'd like to see that match, you know, Bloodsaw wearing that face paint.
Well, this is what I'm noticing about a trend here in Paradise Alley. The youngsters, the rookies, if you will, the blue chippers, whether it's Gibbs, who's a young blue chipper but also a veteran for his group right now. He's the IC champion. You
and
got
for the
Haven.
Amish people as well.
That's a point well taken. Fuck the Amish. Listen.
Do you know where the Amish are from?
Yeah, they're from the Amish. And listen, the Haven. Going up
good furniture, Big Daddy.
Can I finish my fucking point here about the young grapplers in Paradise Alley going for all the titles?
Sure.
You got the Haven going for the tag team titles against Collusion. You got Flash Waller allegedly going against Bloodsaw for the U.S. title. And there's a lot going on here. Also, at Rally Cry this weekend, Sergeant Murray will be in attendance. The Friday Night Alley Fights heavyweight champion Ty Shine. The Pyramids of Power. We already said that. The flamboyant one, Kenny Roberts.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick, the chocolate Dusty Rhodes. And also the debut of another Roma student. And Mancini, I want your opinion on this young lady. Luvinia makes her debut at Rally Cry for Nick Strong this weekend. Luvinia.
Looking forward to the debut of Lavinia.
Wait.
He fucked up another spot.
Lavinia?
Lavinia.
He's eating a granola bar.
Lavinia.
It's her debut. Lavinia.
Well,
you know what Bully Ray said. I don't have to say it again. He's not listening to the fucking podcast because he kayfabing me again. Lavinia. That's her debut this Saturday at Rally Cry. So fans, you're not going to want to miss this one again. 7 p.m. bell time. The doors open at 6. This Saturday, May 11th, at the Veterans Memorial DeLungo Hockey Rink here in East Haven for the Vesicchio family. Nick Strong. Mancini's going for the title. MLW star Richard Holiday. The Haven, Bloodsaw, Paul Roma, WCW, WWE legend will be in the arena. All the stars. Hey, listen, there may even be an appearance by future mayor of East Haven, Big Steve Tracy. Mancini, we're coming up on a limit. Break it down. Rally Cry coming out of episode 24. Mario Chaos and the Kid, give us your final thoughts.
Possibly the biggest show Paradise Alley has ever done.
Kid, give us your final thoughts here on episode 24. Rally Cry this weekend, Kid.
I'm interested to see all the young talent, as you said before, going for the titles. So it's going to be cool seeing new matchups. I definitely want to see Mancini in the ring.
Will the Cream Team be reporting from Rally Cry?
I don't think so. Angelo, he'll be working.
Will you be ringside?
I
Kid?
will be. And Dom's headed back to New Jersey. So
we're going to miss Dom Caps. He's been a valuable asset
here.
here.
The Cream Team will not be in full effect, but, you know, I'll be there. So
Mancini.
But the main thing I'm looking forward to is Mancini against Williams.
That's a big one, Mancini.
He's the only person going after a title that's not young talent.
Well, Mancini is a legend. Mario, what the hell did the kid just say there? Did he say last name first or first name last?
Did you say not known talent?
Young.
Oh,
young.
not young talent.
Oh, Mancini got a little heated there. Speaking of that, what's your Twitter handle, kid?
Degnan_Matt with last name first or
First name last.
First name last.
And Mancini, what is your Twitter handle? Not that you fucking use it. WWF Mancini, also to get the masked man behind the...
It's not
Oh,
WWF.
behind
Mario
the glass.
It's not WWF
Smoking
Mario
grass
Mancini.
behind the glass. That's Paul Perez at PAPW Griever. And, of course, there's Big Daddy Gok.
You need to put the pipe down, Big Daddy.
Yeah, I'll give you the fucking pipe.
I
Big
thought
Daddy
I thought it was
GOC.
WWF Mario Mancini. You know, it's WWF Mancini.
It's WWF Mario Mancini.
Mario Mancini. Oh,
Kid, are you going to
geez.
figure out this Twitter account for him?
No, he refused. He said, "Oh,
I never refused.
I handle.
I need you to handle his
I
Twitter
asked him
account."
the last episode. He goes, "I handle enough Twitter accounts for people." I went, "All right."
I never said no, though. I just said I handle a lot of accounts.
You're going to do it. You know, like you handle your pecker. Mancini, take us out. Rally Cry this weekend. Paradise Alley. Mancini.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode of Mario Chaos and the Kid. We will see you next week to go over the results of Rally Cry. For now, we'll see you next week.